working as a assistant professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Welcome to the BORE course. Today we are going to discuss about a simplex method. So far we discussed, in previous classes we discussed LPP and graphical method and simplex method and their algorithms we discussed. In this class again we are going to solve one more problem by the help of simplex method. Here for the main aim of this example is we are going to cover LPP problem as well as we are going to solve that LPP by the help of simplex method. In previous cases we are solving the LPP by the help of graphical method. Now in this example we are going to learn how to solve the LPP by simplex method. Okay, here an example we are taken. The example is a company makes two kinds of leather belts, belt A and belt B. Here the products are two. One is belt A and belt B. Here coming to the belt A is a high quality belt and belt B is of lower quality. The respective profits are ₹4, ₹3 per belt, and the production of each type A requires twice as much time as of a belt of type B. And if all belts were of type B, the company could make 1000 belts per day. The supply of leather is sufficient for only 800 belts per day, both A and B combined. Belt A requires a fancy bucket and only 400 of these are available per day. There are only 700 buckets a day available for belt B. What should be the daily production of each type of belt? Formulate this problem as an LP model and solve using the simplex method. Okay, here what is our problem? They are given the mathematical model and they are asking to solve that model by the help of simplex method. What are the rules we have to converting the mathematical model into LPP? Here we have some rules. First one is, the rule number one is, we have to convert the mathematical model into LPP by choosing a objective function. Whether the profit is a function, the problem or the function is belongs to maximization. Here they are given the respective profits are 4 and 3. That's why the given problem is a maximization type. Okay. Next, coming to the constraints. Here we have three types of constraints. One is less than or equal to type, and another one is greater than or equal to type, and is equal to type. These three constraints we are using to convert the mathematical model into LPP model. Here we are going to identify which one is the less than or equal to type and which one is the greater than or equal to type. If it is at least means we are taking the greater than or equal to type. It at most means we are taking the less than or equal to type. Is equal availability means we are taking the less than or equal to type. Okay. Coming to the solution. Here we have the two products. Let us assume those two products are x1 and x2. These two are the decision variables. Okay. Let's come to the objective function. What is the structure of LPP? First is objective function. Then second one is subjective constraints. Then third one is negative constraints. Okay. Here first we are going to identify the objective function. What is the objective function? Whether the function is a profit, we are taking the maximization type. Whether the cost is a function, we are taking the minimization type. In our problem, we have two products. Those two products profits are respectively 4 and 3 respectively. Here it is the maximization type. That's why we are taking maximum z is equal to 4x1 plus 3x2. What is the x1 here? Belt A. What is x2? Belt B. Here what is the 4? The 4 belongs to the profit of belt A. Next here 3 belongs to profit of belt B. Okay. And here we have the constraints. Object function is over. Next, coming to the next line, the production of each type A requires twice much time as a belt of type B, and if all belts thereof type B, the company could make 1000 bills per day. The company could make only 1000 bills per day. That is our constraint. Okay, what is that constraint? Here, time availability constraint is there. One time availability constraint. Next, the supply of leather is sufficient for only 800 bells per day. The leather supply is second constraint. Supply of leather is second constraint. Next, coming to the belt, A requires a fancy buckle 400 and available per day. Then there are only 700 buckles a day available for belt B. Here, buckles are the another constraints. 400 and 700. Coming to the time availability constraint, time availability, we are going to the time availability. Here 1000 bills per day they are going to produce. It means here how they are producing 1000 bills, these are it may be whether it is A or B, we don't know. So we are going to the problem. They are given, clearly they are given. What they are given? A requires, type A requires twice much time as build type of B. Okay. Compared to B build, for A build production is required twice. It means, suppose for example, if we assume type B time is 1, it means for type A production twice it is required, 2 is required. If suppose type B we take 1 minute, for type A we take 2 minutes. That is constant, first constraint. Here they are given the could make 1000 bills per day. It means it is a less than or equal to type constraint. Okay, for coming to the first constraint, here time availability. Build A requires twice of the build B time. It means that's why we are taking 2 here. Okay, x1 plus x2. Per day it is available, already they are given. Per day it is available. It means it is a constant, less than or equal to 10. It does not exceed. It does not exceed. The maximum is they are given. The maximum time. Okay, 1000 belts. Next, coming to the second one, supply of leather. Second question is supply of leather. Here we have the supply of leather is sufficient for only 800 belts per day, both A and B. Okay, so we have the leather supply is only 800. 800 means for both cases, for both belts we have the 800. So x1 and x2 less than or equal to 800 we are taken. Okay. Next, coming to the buckles. Here, belt A requires a fancy buckle and only 400. Only 400. Okay. There are only 700 buckles a day is available for belt. Here the fancy A is required, total we have 400 buckles. Okay. X1 is 400. Then what about the X2? X2 is we have 700 buckles. Here 700 buckles. That's why I would like to take the XY is less than or equal to, sorry, here some mistake is there. X2 is less than or equal to 700. These are the buckles availability. How many constraints are there? Total 4 constraints. Then what is this? Right hand side we don't have any negative. That's why we are taking the non-negative constraint is x1, x2 greater than or equal to 0. Next, coming to the here what we did in this step, we converted LPP. Sorry, we converted mathematical model into LPP. Now we are going to convert this LPP into standard form or conical form. What is the standard form in simplex? Standard form means first we check whether the objective function is maximization or minimization. If it is a maximization type, the objective function is satisfied. The conical form of the simplex is satisfied. So in our case, the profit is the function. That's why it is a maximization type. So the standard form of the simplex is standard satisfied. Next, coming to the second one, it belongs to the constraints. Here, those all constraints are less than or equal to type. If it is in those problem is in standard form. Here, in our case, 4 constraints are there. Each constraint is having less than or equal to type. That's why standard form is constraints are less than or equal to type. That's why standard form is satisfied. Next, coming to the third one, right hand side of the constraint, the must be is positive value. In our case, right hand side we have all are the positive values. That's why third point also satisfied. Okay. So now we are going to solve that problem in a simplex method. First, we are checking the standard form. It is in standard form or not. It is satisfied. It is already in standard form. There is no need to convert the problem into a standard form. Then now we are going to convert the inequalities into equalities, and we are finding the initial basic feasible solution by the help of simplex method. Okay. Here. For the simplex method, we are going to convert the given LPP into a simplex form by applying the slack variables. Here, first we are taking the maximize z. Here, maximize z is equal to, already we have two variables. What are those? X1 is the belt A and X2 is the belt B. Here, total we have 4 constraints. This value is 700. Total we have 4 constraints. Constraint 1. What is the constraint 1? Time availability. Time availability. Next, second one. What is the second constraint? Supply of leather. Supply of leather. Next, coming to the third constraint. What is the third constraint? Supply of buckles availability of type A belt. Next, fourth constraint is buckle availability of B belt. Okay. These are the constraints. Now we are going to convert each constraint is equal to type. Here, these are all are less than or equal to type. Simply we are converting this less than or equal to type into the equal to type by adding the slack variable. It doesn't affect if the contribution value of the slack variable is 0. Okay, so we are adding these contribution values into the objective function. Here we have total 4 constraints. That's why we are taking 4 slack variables. Those 4 slack variables are added in objective function. Okay, with the contribution value of 0. Okay, for example, if we assume x1 is equal to 5 and x2 is equal to 3, what we get? Z is equal to 20 plus 3 of 3 is 9. It means Z is equal to 29. So then these remaining all are already 0. So it doesn't affect the slack variable, doesn't affect the objective function anywhere. For the iteration purpose, we are taking these slack variables. For iterations, it is useful. Okay. Next, coming to step 2. In this step 2, we are going to find the initial basic feasible solution. Here we are finding the initial basic feasible solution. Before we are going to find the initial basic feasible solution, first we have to know the what are the basic variables and what are the non-basic variables and how we find the initial basic feasible solution. Okay, coming to these equations, here we have the 4 constraint equations. Here in this every equation we have some variables. Those variables are if before the equality left hand side one variable is there, that variable is called as basic variable. Here we have the 4 equations, 4 equalities are there, each equal with before we have one variable. Those variables are called as basic variables. Basic variables are, in our problem, what are the basic variables? S1, S2, S3, S4. These are the basic variables. Next, coming to the non-basic variables. After identifying the basic variables, some variables are there in linear equations. Those variables are called as the non-basic variables. Except these basic variables, remaining all variables in linear equations are called as non-basic variables. What are the non-basic variables are available here? Non-basic variables are x1, x2. Total how many variables we got? We get total 6 variables we get. These 6 variables you must mention in this object function. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is satisfied. Basic variables are 4, non-basic variables are 2. Now we are going to find the initial basic feasible solution. How we find the initial basic feasible solution? Here we have one rule. All non-basic variables values are is equal to 0. We have to take all non-basic variable values are is equal to 0. Based on that, we are going to find the basic variables. Here, what are the non-basic variables? x1 and x2. So simply we are taking the x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0. Now we are going to substitute these values into these constraints. Okay. First, coming to the first constraint. Here we are substituting x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0. What we get from this? s1 is equal to 1000. Then coming to the second constraint, here also we substituted x1, x2 0, s2 is equal to 800. This is from this we get s3 is 400. It is 700. In our problem we have 700. Okay, and s4 is equal to 700. Okay, what are these non-negative constraints? Okay, then these four values are called as solution values of basic variables or initial basic feasible solution. These are called as initial basic feasible solutions. See this. Initial basic feasible solution is s1 is equal to 1000, s2 is equal to 800, s3 is equal to 400, x4 is equal to 700. Here we substituted these values in object function. If maximize z is equal to 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3 plus 0s4. This is our objective function. Now we are going to substitute these values in this objective function. What we get? Okay, why we are taking the x1 is equal to 0 and x3 is equal to 0? It is the rule of non-basic variables. In simplex method, all non-basic variable values are is equal to 0. That's why we are taking x1, x2 are 0. If suppose we substitute the values of x1 0 and x2 0 plus s1, we have the s1 value. S1 is equal to 1000 and s2. What is the s2 value? S2 is equal to 800 plus s3. S3 is equal to 400 plus s4 is equal to 700. From this we get the z value. Maximize z is equal to what we get? 0. Okay. Like this we are going to find the optimal solution. Step 2 is over. Now we are going to the step 3. In this step 3, what is the step 3? Here it is the initial basic feasible solution table. Initial basic feasible solution table. It is standard form is there for this. We are going to find the optimal solution. We have to take the initial basic feasible solutions. Here we have standard form. What is the form? Here we are taking the m plus 2 rows in the table. What are the m plus 2? M is the linear equations or constraints. If in our case we have the 4 constraints, so we are taking the 4 and 2. Here these 2 belongs to the solution point. It means one is the profit case and another one is the final row iterations. For row iterations we are taking these. It means 4 plus 2 means 6 rows we require. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then 6. 6 rows we have to take. Coming to the columns, here how many columns are required? Total how many variables are there? 6 variables and plus 1 minimum ratio plus solution values 1 plus basic variables 1 plus contribution of coefficient 1. Total 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 are required. 4 is constant. 4 plus number of variables including basic variables and non-basic variables. Those number of columns we required in this table. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 columns are required in this case. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay. Yes. Coming to the first column, what we have to take in first column? First column we have to take the contribution value of basic variable. Here, what are the basic variables in our case? Basic variables are S1, S2, S3, S4. Here, those are the basic variables. What is the contribution value of basic variable? Contribution value of basic variable means in objective function we have 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3 plus 0s4. These are the contribution values of variables. Here we have the basic variables are 4. Those 4 contribution values we have to take from this objective function. Here in second column we have to take the basic variable. First we fill this column. What are the basic variables we have? S1, S2, S3, S4. Okay, we have only 4 basic variables. Those are we marked here. Those are we filled here. Next, now we are taking the contribution value. What is the contribution value of S1 in objective function? S1 is equal to 0, S2 is equal to 0, S3 is equal to 0, S4 is equal to 0. Contribution values are over. Next, coming to the third column, it is the solution value of basic variable. It indicated by the help of x suffix b. Here it is the solution value of basic variable. What is the solution value of basic variables? We are finding the initial basic feasible solution. Already we find the initial basic feasible solution for the constant. For first constant, what is the initial basic feasible solution? S1 1000, S2 it is the time availability constant. Next, coming to the S2, it is the leather supply 800. And third one is the bucket types for bed A 400. Next, this one is the 700. Okay, solution values is over. Next, coming to this, here we have to take the contribution values of each variable. Now, contribution or coefficient values of each variable we have to take. Coefficients. Coefficient values. It is indicated in CJ. Which coefficient we have to take in? From the objective function we have to take the coefficient. How many variables are there? Total 6 variables are there. Those we have to take here. x1, x2, s1, s2, s3, s4. Okay. Then what is the coefficient value of these variables? At x1 we have 4, x2 we have 3, s1 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, it is so. Next, coming to the constraints. Here we have to take the constraint coefficient value. What is the first constraint? S1 means it belongs to the first constraint. What we have the coefficients in first constraints? What is the first constraint? It is the time availability constraint. In that, belt A requires twice of production time compared to belt B. It means 2x1. Constraint is 2x1 plus x2 less than or equal to 1000. Already we converted this less than or equal to into equality by adding the slack variable s1. Okay. So here we are taking the coefficient value is 2. It means the constraint is x1 plus 2x1 plus x2 plus s1 is equal to 1000. This is our constraint, first constraint. We have to take these coefficient values in this. So 2, 1, s1 is 1. Then remaining. Here there is no S2, S3, S4. So we are taking simply 0, 0, 0. Next. Coming to the second constraint. What is the second constraint? Second constraint is availability of leather or supply of the leather. Here both belts leather supply is x1 plus x2 is equal to 800. So that's why we are going to take x1 value is 1 and x2 is 1. Then coming to the s1. Here there is no slack variable. In the supply of leather there is no slack variable. So we take s1 is equal to 0. Then coming to the s2. Here s2 is there. So we take simply 1. Next s3, s4. There is no s3 and s4. So simply we take 0, 0. Next s3 is 400. S3 is 400. It belongs to the third constraint. It means buckles of A type belt. Okay, here only buckles of A type means X1 is belongs to type A belt. So simply we take 1 0 0 0 1 0. And similarly we are coming to the S4. Here also 0 0 0 0 0 1. Okay, it is the these are the coefficient values of buckles, coefficient values of constraints or variables. Okay, next coming to the table here. So far we discussed this one. Next coming to the Zj minus Cj. What is the Zj? It is the profit value. It means Zj is equal to, how we find the Zj value here? Zj is equal to Cb into coefficient value Xij. Here Cb of Ij. It means from first column to second column we have taken. Here Z1, these are Z2, Z3, Z4, Z5, Z6. We have total 6 variables. That's why we are going to find the 6 Z values. Okay. Now coming to the first one, Zj value. How we get this Zj value? First, we take the first column with contribution of basic variables. Coefficient value of basic variables. Zj means Z1 is equal to, we are going to find Z1 is equal to, what is the value? Coefficient value 0 into, what is the first column value? 2. 2 plus, next 0 into 1 plus, next 0 into 1 plus, next 0 into 0. What do we get finally? In 4 coordinates without 0, that's why simply we get 0. That value we mentioned here. Next coming to the x2 case. Here second column, we are coming to the second column. Z2 is equal to 0 into 1 plus 0 into 1 again plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1 is equal to 0. Like that we are going to find the all column values, all column Zj values. Finally we get all are 0. Okay, next coming to, we go to calculate Cj minus Zj. Why we are calculating Cj minus Zj? From this we are going to find the optimal solution. If the Cj minus Zj, if satisfies, it means the Cj minus Zj values are less than or equal to 0, the solution reached optimality. So we are going to stop the problem. If Cj minus Zj is, if we have the greater than 0, the solution is not optimal. We are going to the next iteration. Okay, by next iteration we have some rules. Those are, we are identifying the key column, we are identifying the key row, and we have to identify the key element. Based on that, we are going to do the we are going to develop the new initial basic principle solutions. Coming to the Cj minus Zj, we are coming to the first column. Here, what is the Cj value? Cj means coefficient of variable in an object function. Here we have the first one is 4 minus Zj is 0. At C1 Z1, 4 minus 0 is equal to, we get 4. Okay. Same. Coming to the second one, second column, what is the Zj value? 0. Cj value is 3. Means 3 minus 0 is equal to 3 we get. Then remaining 0 minus 0, 0, 0, 0. Like that. Now, here all, since from all Cj minus Zj, we get greater than 0. Here, what is our case? We require Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0. If we satisfy, we are going to stop the problem. But here we have Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0. Now what is the rule? We are going to do the next iteration to develop the initial basic feasible solution by identifying the key columns, key rows, and key elements. How we identify the key column? Key column from Cj minus Zj, we take the maximum value column. Where we have the maximum value? Here. This one is the maximum value. That's why now we are going to take this row is called as, this column is called as key column. Then after we are going to identify the key row. How we identify the key row? Based on the minimum ratio, we are going to identify the key row. What is the minimum ratio? How we calculate the minimum ratio? Minimum ratio is calculated from the coefficient from the basic variable value of the basic variable value and key column value. Here, what is the basic variable value? This is the basic variable value. This column is belongs to the basic variable value, and this is belongs to the key column value. From these two, we are going to get the minimum ratio. It means coming to the first one, first row, what we have? Basic variable value is 1000. Next, what is this? This is the minimum ratio. Now we are going to calculate the minimum ratio. Minimum ratio, how we find the minimum ratio? Minimum ratio is equal to, we are taking the ratio of basic variable solution value and by key column. What is the key column here? Coming to the first two, we have the 2. That is equal to 500. Okay. Next, coming to the second row, 800 by 1. That is equal to 800. Next, similarly, third one, 400. Next, fifth one, 700 by 0. Anything by 0, what is the value? It is infinity. Okay. Here, 0 and infinity and negative values are not counted in this case. So, see this. This is the key column and this is the key row. Key row, key column. How we take the key row? Minimum value of the minimum ratio, from the minimum ratio. Here we have the key row and key column. Here we have one combined point. That point is called as key element. The point is called as key element. Okay. Next, here we have key row. It means those key row, but we have one variable is there. That variable is called as leaving variable. Leaving variable. And key column, we have one variable. That variable is called as entering variable. Entering variable. For next iteration, we have to replace S3 by S1. For here we have some rules to do the iteration for next cases. What are the rules? We have to convert, we have to replace the values of key column by taking the series is like, if suppose key element, the key element value of key column is equal to, we have to change is equal to 1, then remaining values of key column is equal to 0. It means this is our key column. Here the key element is 1, so no need to change this value. For next row, for next iteration, for next table, same values we are taking by replacing the S3 with X1. Just coming to the remaining, we have to change this value, we have to convert these values is equal to 0 with the help of new row, new key row. Okay, is equal to 0, is equal to 0. Here we have already 0, so we take these two rows are as usual. Okay, here how we convert this 1 is equal to 0? We assume R1, this is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. See, these are the old rows. That's why I am taking 0. Next, coming to the new row, for next new table, we are going to develop the initial basic feasible solution. For that case, we are taking the equation, iteration equation. Here, the equation is first. Here, we are taking the R3 new. Why we are taking the R3 new? It is the key row for in a previous table we have the key row. The key row we have to convert the key element is equal to 1 first. Here we have the key element value is 1 already. That's why we are taking R3 volt by key element. It means R3, for new table we are going to find the R3 row with help of this formula. R3 volt is, what is the value of R3 volt? 1. By key element value is how much? 1 is equal to 1. Coming to the R2 new, in row 2 what we have? Row 2 old, we have 1, value is 1, R2 old. Okay. R2 old is 1 we have. Then R3 new. What is R3 new? This is R3 new. We are going to substitute this R3 new value. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Row 2 also satisfied. The same R1. R1 we have old row, R1 we have 2. Now we are going to convert this is equal to 1 with help of the new R3. Okay. New R3, what is the R3 value? 1. How we are equal to 0 this one? 2 into R3 mu. It means 2 minus 2 into 1 is equal to 0. Similarly, R4 is equal to R4 volt. What is R4 volt value? 0. So as it is, we are taking R4 volt equal to R4 mu. Okay, like that we have to find the each and every column values by the help of this formula. We are applying this formula to every column, then we get the solution. This solution we get here after we are calculating these all values with the help of the row iterations. Then finally we get the Zj and Cj values. Here also Zj and Cj and Zj is again we have the positive value. So since it is not reached optimality, again we are going to apply the iteration process. What is the iteration process? We have to identify the key column, key row, and key element. Here, what is the key element, key column here? From this Cj minus Zj, maximum value we are taking. That value is called as key column. Here, what is the maximum value? 3 is the maximum value. That's why we are taking this is key column. In this key column, one variable is there. That variable is called as entering variable. In previous table, x1 is entered. Okay, and S3 is replaced by x1. Coming to this table, entering variable is x2. Which one is replaced by x2? We don't know. How we find the replaced variable or leaving variable? How we find the leaving variable? From the minimum ratio, we are going to find the leaving variable. Okay, 3 is over. How we find the leaving variable? How we find the minimum ratio? Based on the basic variable solution value and key column. Here we have the key column is this one, and here we have the basic variables. So 200 by 1, 400 by 1, 400 by 0, 700 by 1. From this we get the minimum ratios. Okay, here in this, which one is the minimum? First one is the minimum. So we assume this is the hero. We take this one is the hero. And now we are going to find the key element. Which one is the key element? The combined point. Here, these two we have one combination. This is called as key element. Key element, and S1 is called as leaving variable. Okay, what is the rule for the next iteration? Key element is, we have to do the key element value is equal to 0, is equal to 1, then remaining all variables in this particular key column is equal to 0 for next iterations by applying the iteration method. Okay. There we are taking some formulas. These formulas we are used to get the table 3. Here R2 volt is again we have the 1, so simply R2 volt 1 by 1 is equal to 1. Here R1 new we are finding with help of the new R2. Okay. After the iterations we get the table 3. Here also we have Cj minus Zj is greater than or equal to greater than 0. That's why again we are going to the next iteration by adding the by calculating the key row, key column and key elements. Okay. In third case we get S2 is the leaving variable and S3 is the entering variable. Here this one is the key row and this one is the key column. Okay. Next, coming to the fourth table. In first we get x1 is entering variable. In second table x2 we get. In third table s3 we get. Finally we calculate the Zj and Cj minus Zj. Here Cj minus Zj all are 0 and negative values only we have. So the solution reached the optimality. Okay, it reached the optimality. So the current solution is optimal. Now we are going to find the profit value. What is our objective function? Our objective function is Z is equal to 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3 plus 0s4. This is our object function. Now we are going to take the values of x1, x2, s1, s2, s3, s4 from this table. What is the x1 value? x1 means solution value of initial basic variable solution from this table. Here what is x1? x1 is here. What is the solution value? 200. So we are going to substitute z is equal to 4 into 4 of 200 plus 3. What is the x2 value? x2 is here. x2 of 600 plus s1. s1 here there is no s1 means simply we take 0. s2 here there is no s2, 0 plus s3 is there. So 0 of s3 200 plus s4 0 of 100. Okay. Finally we get z is equal to 2600 rupees. The profit is 2600. After selling the belts we get the 2600. Here we have at coming to the belt A. From belt A we get the profit is 200, and belt B, here belt A we sold 200 belts and belt B we sold 600 belts. From this we get the profit is 2600. Okay, next coming to the summary. What we did in this class, we take one LPP problem and we are by applying the simplex method we get the solution. How we solving this LPP? First we converted mathematical model into LPP. What is the rule of LPP? Here we are converting the LPP whether it is in maximization or minimization. We have to identify if the function is a profit, the problem belongs to maximization. If the function is a cost, the problem belongs to minimization. In our case, the profit is given. That's why we are taking the problem is maximization type. Next, we identified the constraints. Here the constraint is availability or requirement. Which one is there? We have to identify. In our case, we have the availability type. That's why we are taking all constraints are less than or equal to type. Okay, next coming to the standard form or canonical form of the simplex. Here we converted a mathematical model into LPP. Next coming to the standard form. We are checking the standard form of LPP. Okay, what is the standard form? Here standard form is the objective function is maximization. The rules of the standard form is objective function is must be in maximization. Then all constraints are must be in less than or equal to type. Then all values of right hand side of constraint is must be in positive side. Those are all satisfied in our case. That's why the standard form is satisfied. Now we are going to the third step. Here we are converting inequalities into equalities by adding the slack variables. Okay. Then we take the variables. We take the equations after converting the equality. Then we find the initial basic feasible solution. How we find the initial basic feasible solution? First we have to identify the basic variables and non-basic variables. Here we assume all non-basic variables are equal to 0. Based on that we find the initial basic feasible solution. In our case we have 6 variables. What are those? x1, x2, s1, s2, s3, s4. From these 4 are belongs to basic variables and 2 are belongs to non-basic variables. Here we assume we are taking the non-basic variable value is equal to 0. Then we get the basic variable value is 0. Basic variable values. Those values are called as initial basic feasible solutions. After finding the initial basic feasible solutions, we draw a table, simplex table. Here the simplex table consists the contribution value of basic variables, next basic variables, next solution value of basic variables, next coefficient values of constraints, next minimum ratio, then object profit value, then Cj minus Zj. After taking the problem, we are identifying the optimality or not. The problem is optimality or not. How we identify the optimality or not? If the Cj minus Zj is less than or equal to 0, the problem reached optimality, and the solution is we get the optimal solution from this. If it not, Cj minus Zj is not, if it is greater than 0, it is not in optimal. It is not reached optimality, so we didn't get the optimal solution. For that reason, we are going to calculate. We are going to apply the iteration methods. Iteration methods is how we apply the iteration. For iterations, we have to identify the key elements, key rows, key columns. Here, first we have to identify the key column. How we identify the key column from CJ minus ZJ? We have to identify the maximum value of CJ minus ZJ. We are taking as a key column. Next, we are going to identify the key row. How we identify the key row? Based on the minimum ratio. How we find the minimum ratio? Coefficient of basic variable, solution value of basic variable by key column. From this we identify the minimum ratio. In this minimum ratio, minimum value is called as key row value. Here the combined value of key column and key row is called as key element. Next, now we are going to convert these values is equal to, here we have to do the key element is equal to 1 for the further iteration. Then remaining values of key column is equal to 0. Then we found new initial basic feasible solutions. Again we have to identify the optimal term not. It is the iteration process. The repetition is there. Next, coming to the conclusion. Here we use some equations. Those are collected from open source. This is not used for any commercial purpose. It is for academic purpose only we are using. Thank you.